We are back with another episode of Reality Rap. Today, Sean and I are digging into Dancing with the Stars, the finale. There's a winner.
It's an unprecedented dancing finale.
Are we excited? Are we shocked? We're talking about 90 Day Fiance Tell All.
I'd love to meet you.
I'll give you my address.
And we are talking about Big Brother Reindeer Games, which is gearing up to come very soon.
Is that Santa?
So, let's go, Shawnee.
I have to say I was very shocked by the winner. I'm happy about the winner.
Yeah.
Xochitl, I love her so much. She's so pretty. I really thought that Charity or Ariana was going to win it simply because of the size of their fan bases.
Yeah.
And, historically, if a bachelor or bachelorette person makes it that far, they're going to win it because they have so many people voting for them. Mm-hmm. So that was shocking to me. But it was such a good surprise because I really feel like she deserved to win it. And when it came down to Xochitl and Jason Mraz, I mean, that was such a toss-up. And he has such a huge fan base too, that I think this is very telling about her career and where she's going now. The fact that she was able to win this, I think it's a huge deal. Congratulations to her.
I'm convinced that Ariana was going to win this. I'm actually shocked because everybody in the world is watching Ariana, is Team Ariana. So I
think you're over it though. I think it's like oversaturated at this point.
I'm over it, Shawty.
I'm super over it. I saw a Tom and Raquel story today, and I just was like, eye roll, pass.
What was their story?
It was about how he really, really, really wanted to save the relationship with her after the scandal came out. And I was just like...
I really don't care. I cannot think of anything I care less about. However, Ariana is now going on to star on Broadway as Roxy Hart.
Yes.
So her run is continuing. She's doing well.
Right.
She's still getting a ton of endorsement deals and stuff from this. So good for her.
Mm-hmm. But I think she's going to do excellent in that role. So.
I think so too, because she does have a background in acting. A lot of them were really wanted to be actors.
Right. Exactly.
Vanderpump Rules cast. Yeah.
Right. Which is why they're all in LA. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Waiting tables.
And
the cliche or whatever.
I know.
So I'm happy for her too. I mean, everybody's going to do well because of what, making it to the finale at all. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's great. I mean, Charity, she made it to the finale. They looked amazing last night, all of them.
Yeah.
So it was a toss-up. It was very surprising. And I mean, honestly, my biggest complaint about the whole thing is it was like 3 hours long.
It's so long.
And by the time we got to the third hour, I was just like, can you just announce the winner so that I can go to bed? Because this was a long.
Why do they keep stretching these things out so much? I'm not sitting and watching anything for 3 hours.
Well, you know why they stretch it out so much? Because people will sit through it
and watch, and people
get 5 billion commercials in it, and they make a ton of money.
They made so much. They crammed every ad they could get into those 3 hours.
Oh yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So I was so ready to go to bed. But by the time they announced it, I was like, yay, she won.
Night.
Exactly. Like I had my pillow out ready. Like I was ready. As soon as that thing shut off, man, in bed, done. So
yeah, man. Good for them. It was a good season. It was a good season.
It was a good season. And I mean, honestly, I'm like kind of low-key glad Bachelorette didn't win it again. Not that I love Charity, don't get me wrong, and I really was rooting for her, but like
somebody deserves a chance.
So many people voting for them that it's just like, here we go again.
It's usually very unfair, I think, because if you come in with a large following, you already have a bunch of people who's gonna vote for you. So it kind of is an unfair advantage for those persons who are just not into the social media thing, not really working that angle,
or not doing 5 billion reality TV episodes. Right.
Because it could off that they're better dancers. And then is it a test of skills then? Because I could be a better dancer with my 50 followers and I'm not going to win because that's not.
And that's been a debate every single season. Like, do you remember? I think it was, I don't think it was last season. It was a few seasons ago when Bobby Bones won.
Here's your trophy. Your first champion.
And everybody was just like, what? He has a huge fan base and they were all voting and he was like promoting it and telling people to vote for him, and they were. And I mean, it's all part of it, the marketing of it, but
it's a social media game for sure. And especially when you have the older persons who have zero interest in social media, they do not stand a single chance of taking it. But, well, it is what it is. I guess you got to get your social media game up then. I don't know.
Or you go on the show. Right.
Just start working that social media angle before the show airs.
Right. And speaking of social media, I want to use this to pivot to the 90-day fiance, the other way tell-all.
Yes.
You are very entitled.
Your opinion doesn't matter to me.
Now we know why Kimberly was talking so much trash about Jenny and Sumit on social media. Like, remember when she did that live and she was just like, oh, they're fake, they're this, they're that.
Saying they're fake is an opinion. That's not hating on them.
Well, now we know why. And I'm not saying that Jenny was wrong, because in the tell-alls, they always pit the cast against each other, which I've always hated. Like, why are we pitting the cast against each other? I know that we want like drama or whatever.
They're
for
doing
ratings.
too much with that. I don't like that angle that the producers are doing with that. I don't feel
like Right. I don't like it either. And I feel like it doesn't make sense. Like, these are all people that are on similar paths, especially when you're talking Jenny and Sumit and Kimberly all doing the India, Indian culture and all this stuff. Like, why wouldn't you have Jenny come in as more of a mother figure and maybe give her some advice or take her under her wing? They're like threatening each other and like offering to come to each other's city to fight.
Listen,
like,
when
you're too old for that.
Come to India, and Kimberly says,
Jenny's like, pull up, let's do it.
Also, Kimberly is not backing down. But also, are you going to India? Are you going to fight this 70-year-old woman? What is wrong with you?
Little spoiled brat is what you are.
You're a
like, and the whole thing was just so embarrassing to me.
It was so bad.
It was so bad. First of all, I honestly, I don't really know why Jenny is so invested in these people. I'm just going to be honest. Like, who cares?
Because they're paying her to be there and give an opinion. That's really what it is.
Right.
They brought all the old cast back and said, make a mess. And they're like, yes, I'm doing it. Because they know if they come in and they're messy and they start drama and they get everybody talking, guess who's on the other way next season? Jenny and Sumit.
Yeah.
I mean, and they want to be on TV.
I don't really want to see Jenny and Sumit back. I don't know if Jenny and Sumit has anything else to give us. Like, they went through so much.
I feel like they would do better if they had their own little cute spin-off.
That's what I'm thinking, Shawnee. I
think it would be like a Family Chantel or like...
I think they should get their own little spin-off, and people who love Jenny and Sumit will watch it. And it's not this manufactured drama and trying to
just show them like trying the food and going to the mall and like just dealing with the everyday of like she's 50 years older than him or whatever. Like, and that's a show.
Yeah, and then you have Jenny's daughters who are still in the US who are missing their mom and I think Jenny and Sumit should get their own little spin-off.
I do too. And they don't need to fight with Kimberly on social media or on the tell-alls or ever. And I know that Jenny is a little bit like, I know that she could get a little bit rough. Obviously, she has a history of like, she doesn't take any crap.
No.
But this whole like pull up and jibe her.
Pull up and come to India. Come to India. I'm like, I just want to India say it to my face. And I'm just like,
Jenny, don't die.
Are we going to fight? We're fighting?
They were. That was so bad. It was so embarrassing. And now we've got like Shekinah and Andre. Like,
I was hiding something.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And the thing is like Andre's he definitely has some machismo issues or whatever. But he is nothing like, what Shekinah's man. I'm like totally having a brain fart. Like, yes, Harper. Gosh. All I can think of is his face in my mind, and I can't get your name out because that face.
That's Claren's day.
No shade, Sarver, no shade. But
no shade, Sarver.
Did he really have to text Shekinah and be like, make sure you wear this and make sure you do your makeup this? Like, grow up.
This is good advice. It's not anything unreasonable.
And she's like, I love to be told what to do. Like, get a mind of your own. Hello.
That's what was weird.
Wow.
Honestly,
it was so weird.
I'm starting to get so annoyed with every single one of these couples. I don't know. I see.
At this point, it doesn't feel like people that are finding love overseas. It's like all these like weird characters that are
Who
like
just wants to be on TV.
These are not normal people. These are just over manufactured, like overhyped. Just everything about it is so fake. I mean, just fake.
2 things I wanted to discuss from this tell-all. The first one is the alums. Do you enjoy them bringing back the alums? Do you enjoy that, or would you cut it from the tell-all? Because I would cut it.
But the point is, I would cut it because I feel like the only reason that they do it is to start more mess.
And also, who are they to be judging anyone with it's like the worst. Like Kalani, I cannot judge anyone. Tanya, like none of the persons are in a position to judge all of the
Kalani, Tanya, and Tim aren't even with the people that they went to go meet.
All of their relationships failed. What could you possibly teach me at this point?
Right. So you're going to come out, teach. I mean, you can't even throw shade.
Exactly.
What are you going to say?
I just feel like they're trying to do too much. Another thing, from all of these couples, Shawnee, who would you like to see back on like another spin-off? So you have Wayne and Holly. That's one couple. You have Kimberly and TJ.
Nope.
That's another couple. You have Julio and Kirsten, who are I would love to see Kirsten.
I think they could do single life with Julio, maybe.
And also I would prefer Kirsten because she's likable, but she's not in the US. So, because I love Kirsten. Julio, I don't want to say Julio ever again. Brandon.
It didn't bother me, but it was like,
He bothered me at the tell-all, but he bothered me on the show because it felt, what's the point? I feel like they wasted the entire season.
It was like they went on the show to go on the show, not for love.
Not for any reason, right?
With each other, and they weren't a good match ever.
And seemed like they didn't even want to be together. And then the show started and it just continued on.
If you fight so much that you want to live separate, like what is the point of being in a relationship then?
I mean, there have been stories in the history of the show where like people got cast and then for whatever reason, like legal reasons, they couldn't bring a certain person on. And they were basically like, the producers told me if I could hurry up and find somebody else, I could still film. Well, come on.
Speaking of that, Julio said something like that today. I was going through his comments and somebody said to him, why didn't you break up with her before? If you knew you didn't want to be with her, why are you on the show? And he was saying, with contracts and everything, he had to just continue on. So it's like
reality TV is no longer real.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, I know I don't want to be with her, but we already got cast. Filming is going to start. Let's just do this. Mary and Brandon, other couple.
Mary and Brandon, I would like to see a spinoff.
Me too.
Because it would be an absolute dumpster fire. And I love a good dumpster fire. And also because I think it would be real. They really, truly are a dumpster fire. Like,
agreed.
It's a mess.
I think Mary and Brandon are a real couple with real struggles and real issues and are young and naive and have a lot of growing pains. That would be perfect for TV. I'm thinking either Happily Ever After or another 90 Day Fiance the other way sort of vibe. Because they're not in the US.
I don't even care. Like they can do, they're going to have to fill the Family Chantel void.
I don't know if Brandon and Mary can carry an entire series. Do you think so?
I don't know. Maybe not yet.
I don't.
Maybe let them have a couple more kids. I'm sure it's coming.
And also, they have not figured out this reality TV thing because they need to keep things under the radar before the thing plays out. They've not figured that part out yet. Right. So
they need a social media manager to keep them from saying what they need to not say.
And posting and whatever. So, but I would love to see them back. The other couple that I never want to see ever again in my entire life, and I may see again, is Danielle and Johan.
Oh, we're going to see them again. I know I don't want to.
See Danielle for sure.
Probably see her on Single Life, yeah.
Yes, we're going to see. Shawnee, in my mind, I feel like Danielle and Johan were never a real couple to me. I don't know why.
She has his name like this big on her forearm.
Who does that? I really.
And then she's like, I'm not removing it because I like it. Why would you like the name of your ex tattooed so big on? Yes, like
it wasn't even like this casual breakup. It was this toxic.
It was terrible.
I'm confused. These guys were never ever in a stable relationship. So why you put this man's name on you?
Terrible idea.
Because they were never, from the moment they met, there was drama and they broke up 6 gazillion times. So when
what you call a desperation tattoo. And look how quickly they broke up after she got it.
And Johan could not care less. Johan is so unfeeling. Johan does not care.
Johan made it very incredibly clear that he wanted to move to the US.
Yeah, that's what I like about you. I can at least say that. He never pretended as if it was, it's just love. I want a better life. I want to the US.
I wouldn't be surprised if we do see him back on Before the 90 Days or 90 Day Fiance, because he's going to find somebody who will move him to the US.
No,
because that's what he wants.
No, but apparently he has already found another woman in the US, according to Danielle.
There you go.
So, but I don't know if he's that desperate for the limelight, though. Did he give off that vibe to you?
Yes.
Yes,
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, he gave off a
paycheck. I mean,
no, I get I love money. I want a woman to take care of me. I want to be in the US. I got all of that. Do I want to do it with the cameras around? I don't know.
I think he would. I mean, if he thinks it'll fast track his trip here.
You know who I never want to see again either, Shawnee? Please never mention the name Kimberly and TJ to me ever again. Oh.
They're the great value, Jenny and Sumit. They can go.
Kimberly is the most unlikable person I've watched on TV in a while.
She's awful. And that fight that they showed with her screaming like a psycho.
Don't you dare call me crazy.
Shawnee, I never want to see. I don't care. I never want to see. And TJ is not bad, TJ is... I mean, I don't get that.
I think he's actually a really nice guy. Like, he's probably as shocked as we are that she is just...
And behaving like that.
Would you want her to live in the apartment over your parents? Because that's embarrassing. She's crazy.
I've asked you multiple times not to dare call me crazy.
There is no time in my life on this earth that I'm agreeing to living with anybody's parents. Let me just say that right. Especially as a newlywed.
I made that mistake once years ago.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Why would you do
that?
Never. There is nobody on earth that can convince me, especially as a newlywed. Let's live with my parents. It's a no. After we've been married,
I don't even want to live with another man again. So
whatever. Johnny, so we're married 50 years. Everybody's old now. Your parents are old. We have to take them in. Sure, we've lived our lives. We've enjoyed our lives. Let's discuss it 50 years down the line.
It depends. We're not going to start out that way. Absolutely not.
That's what I'm saying. I said 50 years down the line.
Right.
But no, who thought this was a good idea? I mean, culture or no culture, I'm not agreeing with that.
It is the culture, though. Yeah. And I mean, I get that she was trying to conform to the culture. But obviously, she was, but she wasn't.
Right. So that's where you conform. The way you conform is say, listen, we're going to have our own space. We'll visit your parents 3 times a week or whatever. We'll try. I think it would have been easier for
They can live next door, down the street, around the corner, across town, out of state. Not with me.
It would have been much better if they had time to get to know each other without the parents intervening, especially if the parents did not like her. It did not help her case. It did not help their marriage.
No.
No.
I don't think that there was any helping their marriage, though. Watching her screech and scream and just...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
don't like to argue anyway, but that was
some of these things that I see these people arguing about, I'm not arguing, I'm just packing my bags and leaving. I don't even know why we keep arguing about the same thing every week. It's I'm not wasting my time. Honestly. Some things we're arguing about the same thing every week for, I'm out, I'm gone. If I was TJ, I would have said, pack your bags and please go back home.
Right? You can go.
Listen, please go. Okay?
Right. But he's still not trying to get rid of her. So
he is a very sweet, compassionate young man.
He is incredibly patient.
Incredibly patient. I pray for patience all the time. I'm getting it in trickles, just baby steps for me. But it's one of the things I pray for because patience helps with a lot of things,
Right.
He has that down pat. So I like him, but there's not one redeemable quality I can find in her. She's so young and immature and never admits to anything and is always so combative. I can't.
I mean, just the fact that she wanted to fight Jenny, like physically fight Jenny. And when she called her the C word, people were like, you went from like 0 to like, wow.
Some respect for your elders.
I mean, or for anybody. Like, if you're going to call somebody a name, you don't go straight for like the worst.
And also, it wasn't even that name calling thing at that point. She was just like, you're, and I was like, whoa, oh my goodness, what? Right.
I mean, so I guess I can kind of understand why Jenny was like, you know, come on, pull up after that, because it was
come to India, pull up and
what's wrong with you?
But also, Jenny, why are you telling this 25-year-old whatever to pull up? What are we doing?
She might.
We're going to pull up and do what now? I've pulled up. Here I am, Jenny. What are we doing?
No, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if the producers now make sure that they come face to face, because that would be so on brand.
I'll give you my address.
Oh, okay.
God, Jenny's on a plane right now, Shawnee. Heading to part 3 of the...
She's like, guess what? I'm in the US too.
I'm telling you, by part 3, we are seeing a boxing match between... Oh, gosh. No. I cannot. I cannot.
90 Day Fiance edition. Oh, gosh.
All right. So our last thing is Big Brother Reindeer Games.
Merry Christmas.
This December, it's time for Big Brother Reindeer Games.
Because they've announced some of the persons who are going to be on it. I think there's 3 people left who they haven't announced yet. So let me see who
they big ones, because why would they hold back 3 people?
It's like they're doing a release every day, it seems. They're doing. So Cameron from last season is back on. Yes.
Okay. We knew that. We knew that was going to happen.
Such a good player.
We talked about that in an episode. We talked about that. So he's absolutely coming back. Yes.
Yes. Cameron is such a good player. So he was the first one announced. Taylor Hale is also back.
I'm not surprised, not even a little bit. And honestly, I'm not mad at it. I like Taylor, and I know she's not a fan favorite or whatever, but I like her and I'm happy to see her. I hope she brings some chips.
And also, Taylor knows the game, because she's been like a spokesperson for last season. She was doing a lot of the interviews when the cast got kicked off and stuff. So she knows the game now. So I think it would be very interesting to see Taylor on the show. Number 7 is Brittany Haynes, who I don't remember.
You don't remember? She's a young blonde. She was very strategic. Definitely knows the game.
Okay.
She played Dan Giesling's season, I want to say.
Okay.
I might be wrong. I think it was Dan's season.
I may not have been tuned in. She looks a little familiar to me, but I just don't remember her.
It was a long time ago.
Okay.
It was a long time ago.
Next person is Josh Martinez.
Ugh. Do you remember I told you that sometimes people win the show that don't deserve to win the show? That's Josh. And now he's all over the challenge and any other show that will take him.
Johnny, I did not know he won that season, because I started watching it and then I kind of...
That was the season that Paul should have won, but didn't because of bitter jury, and he won it instead. Do you remember the season that they used to go through the house banging pots and pans?
Yes.
That was Josh.
Johnny, I watched that season and copped out early. I cannot believe he won, because I know he's on the challenge, and I'm like...
He probably tuned out because of all the pots and pan banging.
That season was
Josh.
Yeah.
Remember Evil Dick? He was like the evil dick of his season.
But he wasn't even... I didn't find him enjoyable or strategic or anything at all.
And he didn't win competitions, and he wasn't very athletic or very competitive, but he won because everybody was so mad at Paul, because Paul took these people out, like just line them up. And when they all got to jury, they were just like, screw that dude. And they gave it to somebody that didn't deserve it.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Another legend, Danielle Reyes. Do you remember Danielle Reyes? And then the last person that was revealed recently was Frankie Grande. I feel like they're bringing him just for the drama.
They're bringing him for his name.
Exactly. Apparently, Frankie to me was a little too extra, and I feel like he belongs in a reality
more than a little too extra.
Yeah, it's like,
and I swear he is swinging like a wrecking ball off of his sister's coattails, and I'm sick of it. I don't like him.
I don't like him, and I don't feel like he's good for Big Brother. I feel like another reality show, some other reality show. Cast him on Fiance. I don't know, but not Big Brother. Yeah. So there's
not a fan.
So there's 3 more names that will be revealed. Shawnee, you know who I
There are 3 people that I know you want Siri, and I mean, maybe. I think she's a little too recent, though. I think that if I was looking, I would want to see, I always want to see Rachel Riley back. I'm such a huge Rachel Riley fan. Always want to see her back. I would want to see, like, maybe Dr. Will, like, go way back.
Wow, Dr. Will is vintage
I don't know that it would happen, but I think it would be super fun to bring back, like, old players.
I think they're saving somebody epic for the very last reveal. So it could be Dr. Will or one of those really major Big Brother people.
I would love to see Derek come back, the cop.
Okay.
I really liked him his season.
Mm-hmm.
He broke a lot of records. And I mean, he was an undercover cop going on the show. Remember that?
Yeah.
And nobody knew it. He would have been out if they'd have known it.
I know when they have those careers and they keep it secret. I just love that. Yeah.
He played everybody in the house like crazy. I think Dan Giesling would be great to bring back. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. Or bring Paul back. Pit him up against Josh again. That would be kind of cool.
Okay.
He already lost twice, but maybe it's a third one.
Still don't know the format. It seems like every week they're just doing new games.
I think we won't exactly know until they do it.
Yeah.
From what I understand, I mean, obviously it's not like, it's only 2 weeks long. It's like 10 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a full Big Brother season. I think they're just playing a whole bunch of challenges and games or whatever.
And I think persons are getting kicked off each week, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think it'll be a lot of
10 weeks, that would make, if it's 10 weeks, that would make
No, 2 weeks. It's 10 episodes, 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
It's really fast, just Christmas. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be very short.
Yeah. I don't mind the short. I think it's going to just mean that every episode
is about as long as my attention span. So
I know, right? So like action-packed every week, and then we just,
Right. Yeah. I mean, this was the longest Big Brother season we've ever had. It went on and on.
It did not end, Shiny. It never ended.
It was longer than the Dancing with the Stars finale. Like, it was
that's saying a lot.
I know. I was just, man.
I'm excited though. We at least have something to look forward to over the holidays. Yeah. And they won't have a lot of competition because we usually don't get a lot of that stuff.
A lot of the shows are either over for the season or they go on hiatus for Christmas.
Yeah,
or
you can get reruns and stuff. So it'd be good to get something nice and fresh. So they'll have a large audience for that.
Yes. And I'm really hoping that it will be popular and that we'll get it again next year because, they used to try to do all these little winter spinoffs and they just never hit. Yeah. So maybe because Big Brother just ended and the audience hasn't really wandered off yet and we don't have scripted TV back yet.
Right.
Maybe we'll get a nice big audience for this. Like, fingers crossed. I'm excited for it.
Well, we'll have 2 viewers plus we'll have at least 3 viewers.
At least 3, and I'm sure. Right. Our team will be watching. So.
I'm actually very excited about this. I feel like it's going to be a really fun and fresh and something exciting.
I am too.
Yes. So we're going to stay tuned for that. And with that, our time is almost up.